you tell us all yesterday, Mr. Jordan, you like Coventry City. You're interested at looking at the club.
Yes.
And you confirmed you're potentially looking into buying the club.
You asked me a question, and I answered the question in a fashion that people are. There's an opportunity with Coventry at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
How clear that opportunity is to be seen. But it's a decent football club. It's in a far better state than it was 2 or 3, 4, 5 years ago when I looked at it 5 years ago. It's a better place. They're better organised. They've got a better development policy. They've got a better manager. They're performing again in the league. So, and there's opportunities with perhaps the decline of Wasps for Coventry to get some control of its own destiny. So, who wouldn't want to be looking at a club that's got potential? It's a one-club city. Why not? And of course, with my relationship with Coventry back in the day, with my favourite band, the Specials, reforming them and all that kind of links, of course I'd be a shoo-in.
All right, okay. Well, Antonio's one listener who says, listen, if he goes there, can I work under him? I'd love to do that. Absolute dream of mine. I've got all the credentials, Mr. Jordan. That wasn't the view of Gabby Agbonlahor earlier this morning.
For me, Coventry, not far from me, Solihull area that I live in, West Midlands club, you know, Simon Jordan ran Palace into the ground, and Coventry fans will not want Simon Jordan taking over the club. I think he's got to learn his lesson from Crystal Palace. They've all seen him, he's doing a great job at talkSPORT in the punditry world, top pundit. I'd stick to that, because if I'm a player as well, you've seen the amount of stick that Simon Jordan gives players about wages, about contracts, about this, about image rights, about doing advertisements. If I'm a player at Coventry, he comes in, I'm going to be like, no. You're for a new contract, Ali, and you're like, your agent's got to negotiate with Simon. You'd be like, no. You're not having more than me. You know what he's like. I don't think it would be a good idea, to be honest. I don't think Coventry fans would like it either. There's no posh bars in Coventry for him, though, Ali. You know what he's like. He's only drinking certain posh places.
You're going to offend Coventry fans there.
Has Gabby Agbonlahor left the building?
But it's a good
Can
question.
we get him back in?
I think the key expression would be that people would pick up on is if I'm a player. And the answer would probably be, in most people's minds, Gabby, no, possibly not.
Well, I can interject just quickly.
I'm not going to take advice from Britain's biggest brain donor, am I?
No, but let me interject on a serious level, because I actually know a couple of... Andy Johnson became a really good friend of mine, and I honestly, he spoke about Simon in a way I've not heard people speak about a chairman or an owner.
What, good or bad?
Good.
All right, okay.
So I don't think the relationship Simon had with his players is as bad as Gabby's portraying there, if bad at all. And the one thing I would... Simon defend himself, he's a big boy, but...
Absolutely.
I think when you're talking about running a club into the ground, that's not actually factual.
Listen, it's a cheap shot, it's an easy shot to make. When a banking crisis happens and you run out of money, you take your medicine. I lost 50 million quid. So he has fact on his side. I didn't run it into the ground, I handed it over to others for nothing for them to benefit. But Gabby has a right to opinion. I mean, it's not much of an opinion. It's not one I particularly value. He's not a peer, so I don't look at him and listen to him with any sort of sense of value. But that's what you put yourself up for. If you put yourself above the parapet, and if you put yourself in the public domain, you're going to get people that... There's an old expression, isn't it, that those that know don't speak, and those that speak don't know. And Gabby speaks about things he can't possibly comprehend. And I can go into the territory of saying he's a village idiot, but he doesn't need any help with that. He can do that by opening his mouth every single day.
Apparently you're wonderful at punditry, which is great from our point of view.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately, thank you very much. Again, I attach the same value to the compliment as I do to the criticism.
Yeah.
Virtually zero.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, look, he was asked a question, he's given his opinion, and Simon's allowed his response.
Of course. And if Gabby actually... we've got 2 ears, 2 eyes and 1 mouth. And if Gabby opened his ears and his eyes and listened to what was actually said about players by me and what was actually said about managers and what was actually said about clubs, he'd understand that there was a balance between praise and criticism, both in equal measure. You make people accountable. If you make people accountable, what you get is people that have backbone and substance and resilience.
There you go.
That's what you need in life.
I did notice that Laura and Gabby left the studio quite quickly as we were coming in. Not so much Laura, but definitely Gabby.
Maybe they could be a little couple going on there.
Oh, well,
Gabby
you never know.
Laura. Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, we shall see. But Simon, it wasn't just a throwaway comment, and you don't do throwaway comments. I know that. You would be keen to pursue something if the opportunity arose.
For me, to be involved in football isn't an ambition or a dream or a destiny. I did my bit for Palace. It was a club that my father played for that I supported. But there's a part of me that says I should be doing something a bit more substantive with all the lessons that I've learnt from football, the money that I invested, the choices that I made, than just flapping my gums.
So you could do that and this, could you?
Well,
You
know,
could run Coventry City and still be with
running
me
a football
10 to
club.
1 weekdays.
Running a football club isn't as big a job as people think it is. It's about getting people in place that are able to run it on a daily basis, but also having the basic disciplines to understand what a football club needs. And unfortunately for me, both good and bad, I do know that.
Yeah,
That means I won't be here, Jim.
Where will you go? Where will you go? You're coming with me, Dan?
We'll all be
Well, you
there.
just said
Don't
you need
worry.
you need good delegation and good people in charge of the club. So
Of course.
I thought I just assumed he was
He's
talking
already
about
penciled
me.
you in as treasurer.
But the most important thing is that Coventry City, whether it's something that people do, either whether it's me or a consortium with me or other people, is a football club that's in better nick than it's been for some time. And the owners of it are not quite the devils incarnate that people wanted to present them to be a few years ago.
Well, all Coventry City fans want at the moment, Simon, is the opportunity to see their team play.
Yeah, they don't want-
and they're not getting that just now because they
not
can't
great.
play on the pitch. So a former chairman, Joe Elliott, tells me what he thinks of all that later on this morning. But unlike Mr. Elon Musk last night saying that,
Absolutely.
yeah, sure, Manchester United, I might buy them. There is substance to you and Coventry City. Coming up to 10:15.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.